We have a question from Dustin Mackey on Facebook. And Dustin says, Richard, I have seen very quick, sometimes instantaneous changes with acute conditions. What about chronic health conditions? How long does it usually take for the healing to occur through quantum touch with them?
This is a great question. The way it works is, first off, we have to understand the definition of a healer. And a healer is someone who was sick and got well. A great healer was very sick and got well quickly. And you can almost tell with your hands whether you're dealing with an acute condition or a chronic condition. Not 100%, but it's pretty simple. If you're dealing with an acute condition and you put your hands on someone, your hands may start to vibrate like crazy within seconds. You just touch them and you run the energy and your hands are going like crazy. With very chronic conditions, it might feel like you're working on a piece of wood or something. You don't feel anything in your hands, and you're working, and 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes later, your hands start vibrating. They get stronger and stronger, maybe 30, 40, 50 minutes in. Wow, my hands are really vibrating now. Now, their body's going to respond to the energy the way it does. They are the healer. I'm the facilitator. I'm not the healer. I'm just holding the energy to let them do their own self-healing. So I would say, when I learned from Bob Rasmussen, and I discovered this myself, you might be spending an hour or an hour and a quarter just with your hands in one position, working on a really chronic condition, and let the energy do its thing. And you might come back the next day and the day after that. Their body will heal as fast as it can. It accelerates the healing process, but they are the healer and you can't demand it. You just have to be patient and let the resonance and entrainment take place. You're holding the high field and they're entraining to you. You're lifting your energy the whole time you're working, and that they will come up and match your vibration.
So it really is the body that decides to do what it's going to do with the energy. And that's something that the practitioner can't necessarily anticipate.
No, but with real deep chronic conditions, you're going to want to spend a lot of time. You want to spend an hour at a time often. And it really makes a big difference because the energy goes in. I worked with my teacher, Bob Rasmussen, when he had a gallbladder attack. I drove about 7 hours to the motel where he was staying in Los Angeles. And I said, he was really big. I said, where's your gallbladder? Right about here and here. So I'm running energy into this very large man. And by the end of an hour and a quarter, he was sweating like crazy. He gets out of the shower and says, thank you, I feel fine now. And for the rest of his life, the next, must have been about 20 years, he had no more problems with his gallbladder. But I spent a full hour and a quarter just working on the gallbladder, raising the energy of it. And it was one of my early quantum touch experiences.
Well, that must have been an extraordinary experience for you as a practitioner to go through. And obviously it's something that's really stuck in your memory as well.
Yeah, well, that was one of my early formative experiences of working with quantum touch, along with some others that I wrote about in my Quantum Touch, The Power to Heal book.
Amazing. And is it possible that for chronic conditions, there are emotional components that could then be dealt with through some of the more advanced techniques as well?
Well, I wouldn't say level 2, of course, is great because you can accelerate the healing. But I really believe that the emotional causes that I found a way to access and work with, called self-created health, is the most appropriate vehicle for that, because when a person releases these emotions, not only do symptoms go away, but they feel incredibly grateful for having had the condition. So it's the deepest healing I know of.
It's really hard to imagine somebody who has a chronic condition eventually becoming grateful for that experience. That must be an extraordinary thing to witness.
It's the most important healing work that I found, because we really get to the core level of why it's there. And sometimes energy healing may feel like you're just removing symptoms. Now, if they have a burn, that's all you need. You want to accelerate the healing and remove the symptoms. But for this, it's very straightforward, that we can find the emotional cause, release the emotions. It's a 7-step process, so it's more than I can talk about now, but you might look up self-created health if you really want to get to the bottom of it.
Great. Thank you. And